going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video of the Point After Podcast 2022 team previews. Today we're going to be talking about Clemson. We've already covered Kentucky, Oregon. We just finished up Michigan State, so I'm not sure who's all out, but at least you have a little idea of who's coming. As always, joined by my co-host Matthew. How's it going, man?
Hey, it's going, brother. Those of you who don't know me, Gage, rolling 2 full-time jobs. Both business owners. This is what we do on the side, and we love it. So if you enjoy football content and talking football as much as us, hit that subscribe button before we even get started. And Gage, I'm doing good, doing what we love.
Yeah, it's currently 12:30 a.m. and we're 3 videos in. We got 3 more to go. You know, we make time when we have it. But yeah, so we mentioned it just a little bit ago before. We're going to talk about Clemson's offense, defense, and then we're going to spend more time on their schedule and kind of what to expect this year. Because you mentioned it, I mentioned it, they don't have a lot returning. They got a little bit, not a ton, but I'll let you start with their offense, and then I'll head to their D.
The only surprises here is this is first year. Everybody knows Brent Venables left head coaching job at Oklahoma. I think that was a smart decision. I think he deserves it, and it was well earned. But back to Clemson, first year Wes Goodwin. He's definitely coming into a great situation, regardless of what happened last year. I think last year we can kind of chalk up as a fluke season, but we'll find out soon enough. DJ Ukulele, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Me and Gage will refer to him as DJ the rest of the year after this video. Last year, Gage, 9 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. It's just tough. I definitely have higher expectations for him this year, and I think he exceeds them. Only thing noticeable, Gage, on the offense is the running backs return. They returned 3 guys at the running back: Will Shipley, Kobe Pace, and Phil Maffa. I think that's definitely going to be their strong suit, as well as offensive line returns 4 guys as well, even though last year's inconsistency, you've got that experience, and you're definitely the team to beat in the ACC still. Wide receiver, I think, is going to be their weakest point at the skill position on offense. I think tight end Davis Allen's probably going to be DJ's number 1 target other than anybody out of the backfield. Like I said, not much to talk about. I think this kind of is for Clemson. It's a proving year. As well as a maintaining year, if that makes any sense. They've got to prove, because it's the same guys as last year, but they've got to maintain that reputation of, hey, we're Clemson, hey, we're 6-time in a row ACC champ, 6-time consecutive SEC playoff team. And a lot riding on the shoulders this year. I think Wes Goodwin is in a good position to succeed, but definitely odds are against him.
Yeah, you talk about a lot riding on Clemson. I've got a lot riding on Clemson's D-line. That's really what I'm going to focus on right here. I seen somewhere, I don't know if it was a Dabo interview or what it was, but there's potential for 7 defensive linemen from Clemson to be drafted this year. That's stupid. Like, straight up stupid. They returned 61% of their production on defense from last year. They went 10-3 last year. Like, when we think about Clemson, you hear Clemson in 2022. Like, I don't know about you, I don't see them as a 10-3 team. Much like Michigan State last year went 11-2. Like, when you think about what their season was in broad term, it was a failure. You still went 10-3. Like, this is still Clemson we're talking about here. What scares me though, Matt, is you return 61% of your defense. 153 teams. So we're talking D1, D2. I don't think D3, but I would even throw some in there. I'm sure UMHB got some dogs. Did better than Clemson in the transfer portal. 153 teams did better than Clemson in the transfer portal. So when you're returning 61% and you have no talent coming in that has experience, you're going to struggle off the gate. You had Trenton Simpson had 64 tackles last year, 12 tackles for loss, and 6 sacks. He's going to be the leader of that Clemson defense. But like I said earlier, you're going to ride or die on the D-line. Just because, and mostly all those guys are draft eligible. That's basically where your bulk of your seniority, experience is going to come from is, again, your D line. Um, you got the number 10 recruiting class, which is good, but like I said, there's no talent coming in with experience, and I think that's going to hurt Clemson in the long run. But transitioning just a little bit to their schedule, Matt, when I look at this, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams that they're going to play this year that they arguably has a top 20, top 15 quarterback in the nation. Sam Hartman, Devin Leary, Malik Cunningham, Taylor Van Dyke, and Spencer Rattler all on your schedule for a young-ass defense. That smells trouble.
Mm. Yep. Looking at, I don't want to skip the beginning part of the schedule, but I cannot take my eyes off the last 4 games. That's going to be a lot, I think, workload, and it's great that all those games are coming at the end of the season, but defense is definitely going to have the work cut out for them, especially the secondary.
Yeah, I mean, you open the game at Georgia Tech. I believe that's on Labor Day, if I'm not mistaken, on the Monday night. I think that game's in Atlanta too. You play Furman and La Tech after that. And then, things get a little tough. You go to Wake Forest with Sam Hartman. Wake Forest overachieved last year. We talked about last night. We may make that trip to Clemson to watch NC State and Clemson play on October 1st. Play Boston College, who has, again, another really good quarterback. You play Florida State, who Jordan Travis wasn't great last year, but he's not terrible. So, a team that could ultimately win that game. Syracuse probably should be a win, and then you got Notre Dame, Louisville, Miami, and South Carolina. Luckily for you, 3 of those are home games, but they're not going to be easy.
Yeah, that's definitely the best thing for those. I think the hardest of the 4 is the away game in Notre Dame, but that is also, right after Syracuse, which, I think Syracuse and the bye week. So, that's going to be really good going into that, especially being an away game. As far as predictions, Gage, honestly, I'm thinking 11-1, 12-0, ACC champs. It's a little bold because we haven't seen anything, but I think the ACC is almost anybody's game, especially those tier 1, tier 2 guys. And as far as coaching and experience and skill goes, I think Clemson's at the top of the list.
Yeah, I think it's college football playoff or bust for Clemson. I don't see them as a team this year that's going to go 8-4, 9-3. I think either you're all in or you scratch it and Dabo's got to hit the portal next spring. I've got games circled with NC State and Notre Dame. I think those are going to be your 2 toughest tests. You cover the offense, but I think really everything's going to fall on DJ. If he can come in and be the guy that everyone thought he would be last year, Clemson's going to go 11-1, 12-0, something like that, because they can drop that to Notre Dame, still win their conference, still make the college football playoff. So NC State is that one game I've got circled. Devin Leary is really damn good this year. NC State defense is really damn good this year. If DJ Uiagalelei is struggling in week number 5 against NC State, that's it. Like, you've got to get Cade Klupanek in the game. That's just my opinion. I think if DJ's not, don't have it going by that game. Throw Cade in and see what he can do. Chalk it as a rebuilding year if you want to, but I've got Clemson either making the college football playoff or a true 6-6 team. I don't really have them anywhere in between.
Yeah, I'm with you though. I think North Carolina State's definitely their biggest test, and I don't think South Carolina's going to be an easy one either. I think by that point, South Carolina's going to be playing just to be playing football. Probably 3 or 4 losses already on the schedule. But and Clemson may have a season to ruin, so look at that one to be a really close game as well. But other than that, I'm with you, Gage. It's playoff or bust for Dabo and the Tigers this year. Hopefully we get to catch that game, maybe even get a little live preview or something from TPA at that game on October 1st.
Yeah, like I said, Clemson, you may not have a good year. You may end up 6-6, but I think they're going to have a year where they're in a lot of one-possession ball games, which kind of leads me on to the team we're going to talk about next, Nebraska, and their their hell of a season last year when it comes to one possession games. But anything else on Clemson before we wrap this one up?
I think they're the team to beat. Hope they hold true.
Yep. So, like I mentioned, we're about to get into our Nebraska video. So if you're more than just a fan of college football, or more than just a fan of Clemson, you're a fan of college football, hit that subscribe button like Matthew said at the beginning of the video. We got Nebraska coming up. We got Baylor, and I think we got Kentucky. We've already put out Michigan State and Oregon. So, like I said, fan of college football, hit that subscribe button, check out the channel. You can also follow us on TikTok. We're going to do a little bit of betting stuff if you're into that. You know, don't take our advice to heart. We're not professionals for legal reasons, but nonetheless, thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button. Something you want to say?
I was going to say they're just opinions. You know, it's not advice.
Very good, educated opinions, but nonetheless, we'll see you guys tomorrow.